Hey guys, I'm Naomi.
And I'm Danielle.
And this is Creative Clique.
Roll the intro. Today we're going to talk about 6 ways to stay inspired.
You might be at a job where you're working on projects that don't really inspire you, or you're working on the same kind of projects over and over again, and it can be really difficult to come up with fresh and new ideas.
Or you might be the only designer at your job and not have anyone to bounce your creative ideas off of.
And to grow as a designer, you really need to be learning and absorbing as much inspiration as possible so you grow and get better. So we're going to jump right into the first step.
And 1.
So step number 1 is to sketch. And personally, I always start by sketching in my notebook, and it's just my way to get all my ideas out before I jump to the computer.
Because sometimes, and I know I'm guilty of this, like we are quick to jump straight to the computer because I'll start to sketch something out and it's not what I want it to look like at all, and I'm like, I can just do this on the computer, but then that doesn't work out either, and I end up going back to sketching to begin with. I think it's really important to remember that when you're sketching something out, like that's not exactly how it's going to look. You're just trying to get ideas flowing.
Yeah, you don't have to make it perfect.
Yeah, I have to remind myself of that a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'll get really discouraged when my sketch doesn't look anything like what was in my head. Alright, tip number 2 is just taking a break and clearing your mind. You might be working on this project forever, and sometimes you just need
to close down the computer and walk away.
Yeah, walk away. Walk outside, get a cup of coffee, listen to some music.
It gives you fresh eyes, and usually if you just take a 30-minute, hour break or just come back to the project the next day, I know for me, I will instantly see what is wrong or what is missing. I'm like, okay, now I know what I need to do.
Right.
So the third step to stay inspired as a designer is to read blogs and listen to podcasts. I like to read blogs occasionally. I really like Focus Lab's blog. They always have really good blogs on branding.
Envision's blog has really great articles, especially on UI and UX design.
The podcast that I listen to the most is Design Life. They talk a lot about the design industry, relatable topics that you may face if you're working as a designer.
So, we already told you in our previous video that one of our favorite things about being a graphic designer is the design community.
Yes.
So if you find yourself disconnected from the design community and just need some more inspiration, a really great thing to do is attend a design conference or a meetup.
Yeah, attending conferences and meetups can be a great way to meet other people who are also passionate about design. It's just a great way to network, and going to conferences too is a great way to learn about kind of working in the area of design that you are passionate about or working towards, and so on. So yeah, attending conferences is awesome. You just get such a high after, and whenever you leave, you're just like, I'm ready to get back into work, I'm ready to do awesome things. And you just have to keep, don't let that high
don't let it just dwindle away. Act on it.
Yeah, try to hold on to some of the things that you learned at that conference, and it'll keep you going. So the 5th step to staying inspired is to follow people who inspire you. This doesn't necessarily have to be a designer. It can be anybody that motivates you or someone that you look up to. It can be a writer. But yeah, for me, I get really inspired by just content creators or YouTubers, because they just have this go-getter way about themselves. It's important to remember that there's always room to grow, and so I feel like there's always things to learn from people.
And our last tip, number 6, is to start a side project, start a passion project.
Yes.
A lot of times at work we are doing things that aren't necessarily what we want to be doing, or especially in school when you get assigned a project, maybe that's not the project that you want to be doing.
Right.
So do something that you want to do. If you want to have a t-shirt line,
do it.
Have some t-shirt designs. If you want to have a YouTube channel,
like us,
do it.
There's nothing stopping you, and it's an awesome way to work on the stuff that you want to be working on. So starting this side project has I think it's helping me to get into like a routine and like committing to something, because we hold each other accountable too, which helps, because if you're working just on a project by yourself, this might be a good tip. If you are working on a passion project, get your friends to keep you accountable, whether that's, you know, if you're posting something every day or every week. It helps to have someone keep you accountable, because if you are a procrastinator or you aren't a motivated person, you might struggle and you might just be like, oh, I'll just get to it later, or oh, I don't feel like doing it anymore. It's important to remember the reason why you started it in the first place.
Right. Well, we hope you guys liked our 6 tips to stay inspired.
And I hope that you found them helpful, and maybe they will help next time you're feeling a little stuck,
Unmotivated.
Yeah. And if you have any tips to add to the ones that we talked about, because I'm sure there's a lot more.
Yeah, I'm sure we missed them.
Mention it in a comment below, and make sure that you like this video if you liked it. And
also make sure to follow us on social media.
Yes.
And
subscribe if you want to be motivated. Motivated. You're getting notified and motivated at the same